truck driving is a failing, dying industry, man. Listen, a couple days ago, I made a video and I was talking about OTR driving, and I was saying that there's more to truck driving than just OTR. Well, yesterday, actually early yesterday morning, I ran across this young man right here talking about the trucking industry, and a lot of what he's saying in this video that I'm going to be reacting to today, I was saying in that video I made a few days ago. And I was speaking from an OTR driver's perspective. Well, this video I thought was a perfect example of what I was talking about. So listen, I want you guys to make sure you watch this video to the end. I'm going to come back towards the end of this video with some commentary. And I'm also going to go through some of the comments that was left on his original video and kind of read some of those as well. But take a look at what he has to say about the trucking industry.
Trucking is a dying, failing industry. It's not really worth being in this line of work for a whole career if you think about it. Think of this, for the amount of time that a truck driver spends away from home, on the road, a truck driver is severely underpaid. If you ask me, a company truck driver should be paid around $200,000 a year, and an owner-operator with his or her own truck, their own authority, they should be at least $400,000 to $500,000 a year. But that's not the case.
Wait, now I'll be honest. I agree with him on that. $200,000 to $500,000 a year for company drivers slash owner operators. I kind of like that salary right there. Company driver making $200,000 a year. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Let's get back into it.
In fact, it's opposite. What is it, like the average truck driver's salary is 50 grand at company and just a little bit more than that as an owner operator? I'm talking about what they take home after taxes and business expense. And let's not forget, this is probably one of the most dangerous lines of work that you could go into, and you're bringing home that. There's people that have jobs that are way less dangerous and bring in way more money. Most people see a semi truck on the freeway, and if they don't know anything about trucking, all they think is, oh wow, that guy or girl is making all that money, they're a truck driver. But you don't know the truth until you become a truck driver, do this job, and you learn that that's really not the case. Not to mention, it's probably one of the most unhealthiest jobs that you can do, because when you live in a truck and you're away from home, you don't have access to a kitchen, which means you don't have access to clean, healthy food, which means that you're on a speedy path to becoming like a diabetic or obese. Let's be honest about this too. If you do your whole career as a truck driver, especially like a regional or over-the-road truck driver where you come home only like 2 days out of the week, think of all the life that you missed out on. Just normal things. I'm not talking about just Christmas, Easter, your birthday, your daughter's birthday. No, I'm talking about simple things like being able to get off work and walk the dog, go to the gym, take your wife out to dinner, hang out with your kids, kick your feet up on the couch, and like get off work and not be at work, be able to go home. You don't do that as a truck driver. This is your home, dude.
Now, a lot of the stuff that he's saying right now, I'm gonna share my thoughts about some of these things towards the end of this video, man, like I mentioned earlier. So I really need you guys to stay locked in. I want to let this video play all the way through from here on out. Let's go ahead and get this video done.
When you're a truck driver, your home is just a place that you go visit every now and then. What kind of life is that for the average salary about like $50,000 to $80,000? You could make that in the trades and go home and live a normal life. What I seriously think it is most truck drivers just get complacent and they get used to going to sleep in the sleeper and waking up and driving the truck and doing it all day, every day, back and forth for years and years and years on end. But like I said, once you're close to retirement, you'll probably realize, man, I missed out on so much just being a trucker. And I could have been a firefighter, a cop, a welder, a carpenter, and I could have had a normal life with my kids and my family and my loved ones and myself. And just the grimy business that trucking is, it's a failing industry. When you have that much negativity in the line of work, why would you do it? I just really don't understand why you would do it. And yeah, I know it sounds hypocritical of me saying I don't know why anyone would be a truck driver when I'm a truck driver, but like I said, that's why this is going to be my last year in this line of work. And maybe it should be yours too. I'm going to give you something to think about. Now let's just talk about 9-to-5 jobs, the rat race real quick. When I was at the young age of 24, I kind of had this idea in my head that 9-to-5 jobs were not the way to go. And yeah, that was around the time when Grant Cardone and Robert Kiyosaki were blowing up on YouTube. We all know that those guys are scam artists like Tai Lopez. But I still believe at the age of 31 that 9-to-5s are probably not the way to go. And that goes for the carpenter, the welder, the school teacher, and of course, the truck driver. What you see going on in California with the income inequality, where there's no more middle class, where there's just a bunch of rich people and there's a bunch of poor people.
Get this, some $117,000 is now considered low income in San Francisco.
Isn't that crazy?
That's going to be the future of the whole United States. Now, what I've learned as far as money, there's three types of people when it comes to money. Either going to graduate high school and continue with their education like you should to become a doctor, a lawyer, some big-time scientist for the government. Obviously, that's not what I did. I'm a truck driver right now. I'm making up for lost time, and that's what you do when you go into the trades. The trades are usually for people who didn't take their education so serious, so now they're in the trades. And I'm not talking bad about those people. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing if you're complacent with being in the trades, but I want to give you something to think about. The third option are the people who went into business for themselves. Let's just think about someone like Joe Rogan. Before Joe Rogan was the Joe Rogan that we know of today, Joe Rogan was working construction.
My dad was an architect, so I did construction from the time I was in high school. All throughout the summer, I always had jobs on construction sites as a laborer, or carpenter's assistant. I was always around those guys.
And then when he moved out to Los Angeles, he was literally homeless, living in his car while doing movie audition, stand-up comedy, auditioning for radio talk shows. And a lot of that time was spent alone, living in his car, living on the street, homeless. I know a lot of people don't like them, but look at the Paul brothers, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Now, they were not born rich. They're from Ohio. They're from the middle class. Look at SS Sniper Wolf. Look at Casey Neistat. Look at your favorite actor. The one thing that all these people have in common is consistency. When Joe Rogan was homeless, living in LA out of his car, he never gave up on his dreams. He never gave up on the reason why he moved to Los Angeles. That's what I like to call going for broke, which means you try to use as much time in your life as you can to pursue what you really want to do and not what you feel like you need to do. Why do you go to work? Because you need the paycheck, you need the benefits, you need the healthcare benefits. They give you just enough for you to come back and back for more so you can continue to make your employer filthy rich. And that paycheck, those health benefits, that scholarship for your kids, that's the carrot that they dangle on the stick right in front of you to keep you coming back for more. That's what 9-to-5s are really all about. And there's a lot of security in that. I understand. Being employed and having a job is the safest way to go. We all know YouTubers, and we all know that they make a lot of money if they stick with it, if they stay consistent, right? There's other ways to make money that are going to give you a better payoff than a 9-to-5 job. That's why this is going to be my last year in trucking. I'm going to take a bet on myself. I'm going to go for being a YouTuber, a full-time YouTuber. It's going to free up my time so I can focus on being a full-time YouTuber. I think that's where I could really make a lot more money and have a bigger impact on the world. So yeah, not only is trucking a failing industry, but I want you to think outside of the 9-to-5 rat race. It's not just trucking. Take a bet on yourself.
All right, guys, so there you have it, man. That's the end of the video, and I actually trimmed this video up because I didn't want to make it too long. Man, it's so much to unpack in this video. Number one, let me just say this, and this is something that I also said on the previous video that I made a couple days ago. This sounds like he's speaking from an over-the-road driver's perspective when he say things like you're missing, you know, kids' birthdays and family functions and just not being able to participate in some of the other extracurricular activities. To me, that sounds like an over-the-road truck driver. He also mentioned sleeping in the truck. There are some, you know, truck drivers that do other things, local work, maybe regional, that may have the same sentiment, but on the grand scheme of things, when I hear drivers talking like that, being away from home and just not, you know, being able to spend time with family and things of that nature, it's usually coming from those type of individuals. So according to him, he basically wants to be a full-time content creator. He said he got another year in trucking, and after that, he's pretty much just gonna go full-time and go all in with creating content. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, he talked about a lot of different content creators in his original video, some of the, you know, ultra successful content creators, and that sounds like what he wants to aspire to be. I do think your chances increase if you're able to put that much time and effort into it. In addition to being consistent, I think you'll definitely grow faster. So I really hope he's able to reach his goals as a content creator. But beyond that, when it comes to trucking, it just depends on who you ask. Believe me, a lot of people made a lot of money in the trucking industry in 2023, and next year people are going to do the same thing. All right, now check this out. I want to read some of the comments that was left on his original video. This one right here says, I have never been OTR from my 7 years in trucking. I deal with the Georgia ports, bringing home 1,300 plus a week, no touch freight, home every night. Y'all can have OTR life. I'm good. Trucking isn't a dying industry. To me, you sound crazy. You just dream of being a YouTuber, which is cool, but don't try to kill other people's dreams about a living in trucking. Trucking has personally saved my life in more ways than one. All right, let's go to the next one. This one says, bro, all you do is complain. I gross 100K plus a year local. Driving ain't for you. It's obvious. Stop telling people that isn't for them. I'm happy. I'm home every day. Great benefits. Again, guys, this is something that I mentioned. Depending on who you ask about trucking, some people are still, well, not some, a lot of people are still thriving in the trucking industry. If you're doing something like over the road driving, being OTR right now is very challenging. So, you know, their experience is going to be a lot different than some of the other company drivers out there that may have local jobs, regional jobs, etc., etc. Let's look at another one. All right, this one says, speak for yourself. My company is great. I make $65,000 a year as a local company driver. I'm in my 20s. I'm home no later than 4 p.m. every day. I have time to go play ball, be with friends, and spend my money every day of the week. And I almost forgot, I just got my CDL 4 months ago. I don't plan on being company forever, but I can't complain about the situation I'm in now. Here's another one that says, exactly why I've never gone OTR or even regional. Been local since I got my CDL, first year making $100,000 a year, working 512s. Feels like a normal job to me and I love it. You should start local, dude. You'll be a little happier. Let me read this last one real quick. This one says, I'm currently doing OTR and it's so depressing. I miss my birthday, my wife's birthday, Christmas, and even the birth of my daughter. I'm currently seeking local or out. Good luck to others. So again, guys, you just heard it for some of the people that commented on this video. And there's a lot of other comments that were on this video that were in agreement with what the content creator was saying in this video, saying basically the trucking industry isn't worth it, right? So, you know, you got some differences of opinions there. The main thing, you guys got to figure out what you want to do when it comes to trucking, or whatever your dreams and aspirations are. You need to go chase those, right? Accomplish those. It's 2024. If your dreams doesn't align with trucking, do whatever it is that you want to do with yourself, man. Trucking isn't the end all be all. I've said this time and time again. There are so many things to do, whatever it is. If you have a passion doing something else outside of trucking and you want to pursue that, just give it your all, man. You guys can do whatever it is you put your mind to at the end of the day. So look, guys, it's 2024. It's time now to start being intentional about whatever it is that you want to accomplish. If it's not trucking, what is it? Figure out what those things are, or whatever it is, and pursue that. Just get locked in, get focused, and just get it done, man. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also talking to myself. And shout out to the content creator who made that original video, man. I really hope he finds success in the YouTube space. Man, listen, happy new year to each and every one of y'all. And until the next video, I'll catch you guys later, man. Y'all take care. Peace.